Yeah. Broke the tip.
You broke the tip? That's what she said. Oh, hey, guys, we're live, apparently. Hey, Justice Curry here with my good friend. I added the word good. You're proud of me?
It was because of that conversation for the last 10 minutes.
Matthew Rodriguez, thank you for coming over and hanging out here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard of this room. I've been playing it pretty cool since I've been here.
Yeah,
I kind of just strolled in. I sat down. Yeah. I'm pretending not to look at anything, but if you ever get a chance to come see this room, I highly recommend it.
Yes.
So
don't put my address in the comments.
No,
I'll get somebody that'll be wearing my skin at the end of the night.
No, that's a different interview. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
yes.
But thank you for having me.
I wanted to. Have you noticed the mug that I gave you here?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys see
a little Justice Curry action there. Artwork done by his truly.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You know what? It's really cool. Doing fun T-shirt designs and artwork, and then seeing people wear them. I've actually been at several shows where all of a sudden I'll pass someone and they're wearing like my T-shirt design. It's just it's really cool.
Absolutely.
It's cool that people enjoy it. So
yes,
you as a My Little Pony makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm. And doing the selfie with the phone in the hand,
got the hat on, and everything's good. So.
Well, we're here today to talk about an exciting new Kickstarter, something that's been in the works for a while now, and it's finally getting to the finish line, almost to completion. Today is, May 3rd, 29th of 2023.
Yep.
And he's got a Kickstarter going, and I'm going to hand the baton to him in a minute. Don't worry, I'm not going to be Jibber John. But we wanted to talk about the Kickstarter, what's going on, and the future. So as you can see, these aren't just props. This is... Take it away, Matt.
Okay, so we've had the Kickstarter going for almost a month, or just over a month now, and we are near the finish line. We have about 3 days left, and a lot of people have been saying, hey, have you gotten your last minute push? And I'm like, well, how do you get that? And they said, well, did you go on Justice's channel?
Yeah. Oh.
And I said, no, actually. And so I texted Justice, and I just said, hey, everyone's telling me about this last minute push. Mm-hmm. And so I should come over. And so that was the plan. And so I'm able to come here and bring 3 of our 5 of our action figures.
Yes.
And so this action figure line, it's actually called Defenders of Eden. And this is wave 1. So this is Armies of Ashmore. There's going to be 5 in the line. 1 is being repaired right now because someone broke them.
No!
And thank you, Kyle. And 1 is being actually being duplicated. He's painting a paint master to match the paint master, so that when these are in China, we have something to kind of gauge when they send us the prototypes and send us the first batch. Make sure that they look good. So yeah, it's been an awesome roller coaster of a ride. We are fully funded. We already reached our goal, but again, we wanted to make sure that everyone that was interested in them had the opportunity. And I thought, well, which one of my friends actually has a page that people pay attention to?
Well, at least my mom's going to watch this video. I can't count on she's going to back it, but she might. So Mom, make sure the login will have all the details of this will be down below. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go into the description. I'll have the link to the Kickstarter. And if you're watching this on Facebook, likewise, all the link information will be in the comments.
Yep. And so, yeah, it's been an awesome journey. I guess I wanted to share with you kind of the progress, because you have here some print-offs. And so these are a couple posters from years ago.
Yes.
When we were just doing the comic books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when you're surrounded by a lot of cool people that encourage you and want you to follow your dreams, the next step was the toy line. So we did the comic books. We're still doing the comic books. We've had several successful Kickstarters with those, but we wanted to launch the action figure line. And when it comes down to making action figures, I'm learning a lot. And the biggest thing was it costs a lot of money. And so instead of having unique tooling for each of our human characters, we decided to kind of go the route of my heart, which is very Masters of the Universe inspired, which is shared body parts, so we can paint them up different, add different heads, different armor, and so that we can really utilize the parts that we need to because of how large they are, that we could actually like make a lot of figures out of minimal bucks, essentially the standard body of it. So yeah.
Awesome. Can you bring one a little closer to the camera and kind of show what's going on and his name?
Yeah.
And...
So these are Paint Masters, so they might fall apart, but this right here, this is Rydor. Okay. And I'll take off his little...
So this is to scale of what
this
people
is to
would
this
be
is
receiving.
how big they are going to be. Whoa. And so the detail is fantastic. So this again is the Paint Master. Now these sculpts are incredible. I actually hired a small studio. They're an independent studio. They're brand new on the scene, called Four Horsemen Studios. You might have heard of them. But they did all the sculpture work for us, and all of the designs are by C.J. Edwards and Andrew Kramer, who came up with the color schemes and everything. So yeah, I mean, look at his belt buckle. It's got the horns on it. Everything's different. The shoulder pads come off, so there's going to be a whole bunch of different ways you can display them. Yep, you might be able to. Let's see if you don't drop anything. So, and then we'll see. And this is Vasapo. And yeah, they're incredible and they're huge. We'll probably grab. I'm sure you have one action figure around here we can show scale to when we put them down next to each other. But these are huge.
That's a standard GI Joe.
So this
look at that.
This is what a Joe looks like next to this.
Actually, this would be kind of cool. The Joes battling these guys.
Yeah.
Now the storyline has already been established through the comic book, so there's good guys, bad guys, and everybody.
Yep. Good guys, bad guys, and everything. But these are specifically the armies of Ashmore. These are from a kingdom, obviously the kingdom of Ashmore within the comic book. So there are Saurian warriors. So they're the dinosaur people essentially, and so it's been incredible. We have his shield again designed by CJ, and then he has his axe on his back here, which has a really cool design too as well. And so yeah, just really fun stuff. We've had a blast working with different people helping us along the way, but right now we're already at the factory in China getting the samples done and printed and checking out the articulation and everything. It's going to have, I think, 17, 18. We were counting the points before, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 for sure, maybe 18, 19.
That many points of articulation.
Yeah, yep.
Oh.
And so, and yeah, this guy's great.
Goodness.
This little, and he doesn't have he's in magic mode, so he doesn't have his pupils on him. But
wow. And there was, and I remember a vintage dinosaur toy line out of South America, Dinosaurus or whatever, right?
Dinosaurs.
Thank you.
That, which is funny because
those are thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and people have asked me, like, did that inspire you with this? And to be honest, no, like, not at all.
Right. We didn't have the toys.
I wasn't familiar with it. I think I've seen them randomly over the past 10, 20 years at shows where it's, again, super expensive toy that you don't see. But this was very Masters of the Universe inspired. When I originally made the comic book and some of the characters, it was very much called Defenders of Eternia, and it was very He-Man inspired. So
there's another scale line.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
and I mean, dinosaurs are huge. I mean, as our child or even in adulthood, most people played with Dino Riders in the 80s. I love Dino Riders, but you only had those little characters, a few dinosaurs. But I mean, if this was a toy line in the 80s, could you imagine it would be like,
and the thing is too, and I've said this before, is that we wanted to just cast a pretty wide net, so that even if you weren't interested in our comic book, it'd be hard to pass up one of these just to have on your shelf with your Mythic Legions or with your Masterverse or with even your 6-inch Joes. Like you could,
Yes.
I mean, you could paint this guy up all like blacks and darks and even make him camo looking and like have him just be,
love that.
you know, yeah. So again, it's so much fun to be involved in this, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna show.
Yes.
I'm surprised he didn't drop anything so far.
Not yet. Before, because I'm gonna go to or he's gonna show us on the actual Kickstarter page and the different tiers and how it all works. Because if you want just this one or all three, and he can kind of explain that. And then I kind of wanted to, we'll save that for the end. Remind me, I want to see what the future holds or what your thoughts are on if this is a one-time shot or if we're gonna keep building an army of.
We're building. We're building.
Okay, good.
We're building.
So,
It's been an awesome process but also hard for me being a creative person because I want to tell everyone everything. I want to tell you all of the next 5 waves of figures and different heads and different tails and different armors and the new clawed hands and feet and the different. I want to say this stuff, but I just can't because
focus on
because
this.
we got to launch this. We've got to raise it up, and then even at PowerCon coming up in Columbus in August, I have some reveals there that I'm having, but it's like I got to just keep it inside.
Your shirt reminded me Tulip City. So in Holland, Michigan, and Holland's like we always use our hand as a map of Michigan. It's kind of near Grand Rapids to the south.
Yep, it's closer to the lake. That's where I have my Comic Con that I've had for the past 6.5, 7 years.
Yep. And if you've followed me long enough, I did an interview with him in the restroom of the Comic Con probably 4-ish years ago.
I tried to get a break from people.
Because there was fans just everywhere taking pictures, paparazzi. And
this guy comes in with a live camera. Luckily, I was just washing my hands. So, but no, it's a lot of fun over there. So if you get a chance to check us out, Tulip City, it's just a one-day small show, but if you're in West Michigan,
it's not small. It's a big show. It's an impressive.
Well, I guess it's an inexpensive show, I'd say.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool. Let's head over. He's gonna man the helm of the internet, as they say. Actually, no one says that. Show you what he's talking about. So a simple Google search of Kickstarter and
Defenders of Eden, or even Armies of Ashmore.
Perfect.
Yep.
Which again, the link will be down in the description or the comments in Facebook. So I see. All right, you take it away. I'm not.
So we have reached our goal. So our aim was $109,000 to $200 to be exact. We currently have 433 followers, backers who have pledged money, and we're at 112 right now. So when we scroll down, we kind of have our just funded badge. So that means get in while you can. We wanted to make sure that this was the least expensive you will ever be able to buy these action figures, because this Kickstarter is helping us produce the figures. So I don't want anyone to be able to buy any of these anywhere else as inexpensive as they can backing us, because I think that should be a reward in itself.
Yes.
That you got them at the most inexpensive level. So pledge without a reward. You've got your little pledge here. Most people don't do it. You'd be surprised some people do. For $10, you can just get an Armies of Ashmore comic. This comic is specifically written about these armies and these characters. It's been incredible to make. I can't wait to show you all the fun different things involved in it that have to do with the toys and have to do with the action, their kind of action feature or their powers per se.
Yep.
And so you've got that. We've got a friendly gift, $20, and then we have our $25 Brutes weapons pack. This is a specific color scheme. I don't know if you've seen online, but you can Google search the Dork Lair. Their channel showed how big our weapons are, and how they scale well with other large-scale figures. And in their case, it was a Mythic Legion's ogre, and they fit really well with that. So people have done that.
Nice.
You've got your Defenders of Eden trade paperback. This is 4 issues of our current ongoing comic series. 3 issues have been out. The 4th one is new. So this is if you want a trade paperback version of that comic book. And then we get to go into our figures. So you have, for $65, you have your infantry warrior, you've got your royal guard, you've got your armor division, you've got your thunder mage, and then you have General Ceros. So they all they come with accessories, and so you can click on there and pick any of them that you want. But if you do the all-in, you actually get them discounted $5 off each.
Nice.
And then obviously shipping-wise, they come stateside. I've been doing shipping costs and anywhere within the continental lower 48. It's approximately $20 to $22.50 to do an all-in shipping, and you can kind of do a buy-in with a comic book or a little add-ons that I'll show you in a little bit.
Do we know if they're going to be solid and hefty, or are they going to be hollow?
They're going to be solid and hefty. They're going to be plastic and mold injected. And we are currently working with our factory on that stuff. So that's what you have so far. So if you pledge on any of those, you can get to this other stuff that I'm going to show you down here. So we kind of show the size of them. Now, the factory in China sent me these sizes. I've had a couple people here in America that have problems with this stuff, but this is about 9 inches. And so they're about 4.5 inches wide, 9 inches tall. They are big boys. These are large scale. They are in the scale of 1/12, which is basically kind of that 6.5 inch human is what our human figures are going to be scaled as once we get to those humans. Again, stuff I can't talk about too much, but we've got our comic books, our mini comics. All of these you're able to actually pledge as add-ons, so you can see if you want the comic book or you want the mini comic, you'll be able to add them on. This team has been with me since the conception of Defenders of Eden. So we've got CJ Edwards, who handles the line art. This man is a machine, and he is an incredible designer.
Thank you, CJ.
He is a wonderful man and does wonderful work. Makes everything I do look better. I thank him for that. And then Andrew Kramer, who handles all of the design side of stuff as far as digitally, colors. He comes up with the color schemes, and he does a lot of the lettering, a lot of the back end stuff that is very, again, creative and a lot of hard work. So those guys are part of our team. Go down here, we got our armies, we got our little bio cards. If you want to hop on there and check those out, you can learn a little bit about each of the characters. Thankfully enough, this first wave, I've come across enough people within the toy industry and even friends I've met along the way that I've been able to name some of these guys kind of little hints at certain friends of mine, which has been kind of cool, as little thank yous. Here are all the parts that we're going to have molded, so a lot of stuff. And this is something people don't realize. Each neck is going to have its own neck, so each neck peg is different on each character. So it's not only going to have articulation right here at the base of the neck, but then it's going to actually have it at the base of the head as well. And actually, this guy's going to have one in the middle here too. The other one. So there's going to be a lot of movement as far as there you can see it a little bit better. A lot of movement as far as the body goes. And then we finally started getting some of our 3D printed versions where our paint masters, you can't really, they're just static. They're just there, which they look amazing. But even when you get just this little bit of movement that you see in this gray painted one by the artist known as Steve Busciotti, he just adds so much character and personality even to a simple pose like this. So we cannot wait till we get these in our hands with all the articulation, so we can show all the different poses that they can be in. And so we go down here. So CJ and Andrew are going to be doing our packaging art, but specifically for the Kickstarter, we're going to have a featured slip cover by our buddy Nate Barch.
Oh, Nate's a good guy.
And so, incredible guy, a longtime friend. And so we wanted him to do something special for anybody that backs us on Kickstarter. So we have yet to reveal that, but I promise you it will be incredible if you've seen his work.
Gosh, his work is fantastic. Real side note, sorry to get off track.
Nope,
this Castle Grayskull by Icon Heroes was designed by him, and I got this personally from Nate, who dremeled off the face and then remolded it because he didn't like the produced version, and he made a one-of-a-kind for me and repainted over, modeled it over, and
And I got both
Wonderful.
both Snake Mountain and
Wonderful.
Castle Grayskull from
What a guy.
Nate. Yes, what a guy indeed.
Nice little cost breakdown, but as you can see, more than half of what we're raising here is just going to the tooling. We just have to,
wow.
You know, I'm not my name isn't Daddy Hasbro or Mama Mattel. I don't have the capital up front to so if we sell enough of these figures, which we obviously have up at the top here, we're going to be able to produce them. So that's kind of where a lot of the cost is going. Right here, we're sitting here at the Kickstarter, and Wave 1 delivered to you. This is going to be where we're at next March.
Oh, wow.
So in here, you're going to see a couple spots in here where I'm going to share this type of stuff, prototype check, packaging, final approval. You're going to see some stuff at the next few shows. You know, Legion's Con at the end of the year. You've got PowerCon coming up. I want to share along this journey with all of you. If you back us and you're part of this, you helped make it happen. So we are super thankful. And so this is where it's at. So you've got your rewards. So you've got your Kickstarter discount. So retail is going to be $70 to $74.99 if retail ends up picking them up at any point. I'm not sure about that stuff.
Yeah.
But again, we wanted to make sure that Kickstarter, you get a discount on them. And then all in Wave, you get a further discount. Like I said, add those anchors into your toy shelves. If you use, I see a couple of shelves in here. You've got that are a little saggy. I'm noticing in your room here, you've got a couple saggy shelves.
We don't look at that. We don't look at those.
So, but then here are the add-ons. So this is the section that you're going to be able to do if you purchase even just one figure. You're going to be able to add on a pin, add on a comic book, or if you want to get just the digital comic book, you can add that on. You can get an extra weapons pack. Trade paperback, the mini comic books. Some people like those. They're set up like the vintage He-Man comics that came with the figures. A little bit smaller like that, focused on and the vintage style art by my buddy Dan. So all of those different options. Hands. We've got 3 sets of hands for every figure. Also, I don't know if I have it in here, but we did update the hand. As a He-Man fan, I've had 100 He-Man figures and I could never hold aloft the magic sword. And so we actually changed that design where that thing is. So we changed that pivot. So you're going to actually be able to hold aloft his axe, General Cyrus's axe. So project update again. These are add-ons you can get. You can actually buy blank ones for more of an inexpensive price point, but if you want to design your own character, there's a lot of people in the community that love that element. Hey, I want to buy a blank. I want to paint him in my own color scheme. I want to paint him that he matches my 6-inch classified line or whatever toy line I got. We cannot wait next year to see what you guys come up with. Because
cool.
We've sold over 150 of these blank ones specifically, and we cannot wait to see what people do with them. And then honestly, some people might know this, some people might not. If you see online, we've shown some of these with third-party custom sculpted heads that are ogres and creatures and monsters and different characters. And you can make some pretty cool stuff that's outside of the world of Eden and outside of the world of Ashmore too. So that's another thing where you're getting a pretty big action figure that you, if you're into sculpting or into customizing, that you can do that with.
Is there a Facebook page for all of this too for people to like and follow?
Yeah. You know, we have our Defenders of Eden Facebook page, but the Defenders of Eden toy group on Facebook is more active. It's a group page, so a lot more people see it. But you can follow both, and you can see a lot of the stuff that people are coming up with, and actually some of the fan art some guys are already doing of our characters. So
I'll put a link down below as well. For people to check that out, because I'm sure you'll post updates and all the fan art is what I want to see, like you just mentioned, with people saying the customization.
It's incredible what people are already doing fan art wise. So, and then this is another one too that a lot of people could only afford one figure because they are large scale, highly detailed, highly articulated figures. They want to get one. Well, we wanted to offer them, hey, if you want a head pack to go with your figure, then you can buy a head pack, and it also comes with the necks as well. So that's something too that a lot of people have been kind of having fun with. You can see again on those pages and even on Instagram, there's mock-ups of this head on this royal body.
Nice.
And it looks like I don't know what cartoon it's from, but there's a specific cartoon where somebody said, or no, maybe it's this head right here on the red body. They're like, you accidentally made a tribute figure already. And they showed a side-by-side picture of them, and I think it might be from Dinosaurs.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
So kind of cool. So we unlocked the weapons pack. This actually is missing the magic. So here, I'll give you guys a little update really quick on this, actually, because a lot of people don't know this. So this is not pliable right now. It's going to be a lot softer. The way it was designed by the studio was that this crystal is going to be able to lock in here, and these two pegs are going to wrap around here. So if they were wrapped around, it would look like he's holding it like this and it's shooting off.
Whoa.
So then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, what could we do with this? So I took this part off and I sent it to the sculptors and I said, hey, can we fit a hand inside of there, a fist? And they said, well, how? And I said, well, if we cut it off and we indent, so this blue plastic looks like a fist and it's in there. So then you can either have blast, you can take this off, it looks like a punch blast.
Yes.
Or you could take this and put it on a closed fist, and it looks like he has a magic punch.
Yes.
And so those are little kind of innovative things that we're just doing as we go. If you notice, these guys have these shoulder pads. He's also coming with the shoulder pads, even though they don't fit, because if you take this off, he looks pretty cool with the shoulder pads and no armor on. So there's a lot of different. There's going to be a lot of different looks that you're going to be able to do with them. So this weapons pack on the screen there, it's going to come with the magic blast effect. We just don't have it in there. It's something that we added.
I like that. Caspar, we unlocked him, so he's a Kickstarter exclusive. So you're able to add him to your pledge. Now this is how the pledges work. If you back a single figure at $65, you can add him on for $65. You get that discounted price of what you bought. If you did the all-in and each of your figures is $60, you can add him for only $60. You reach that level, that's what the figure per your cost is going to be. Because again, we want to make sure people that want them get them. And this, again, I promise you, will be the most inexpensive you'll see them. And it'll be an exclusive, so if these ever do reach retail someday,
these won't.
You said the Kickstarter, nope, it won't. So that'll be the exclusive.
This specific guy will never be at a retailer.
Nice.
We have not unlocked I know.
Because that's my translucent chandelier. You know what? How do I unlock it? I'm gonna just pledge the rest of them.
He's still locked, but we definitely have a future for spectral projection middleweight, because he is part of the comic book. It's part of the story. I can't wait to reveal that to you guys, but he is definitely part of it as well.
How many more pledges would it need to get to 150? Where are we at right now?
You'd need about 25 to 30 more, maybe, decent pledges.
So I could do it. I'll just take a mortgage on my house and just buy them all.
At the 200, the reason why this guy's so much is because of the new tooling. Now this is a warrior. He's the wave walker.
Is he a crocodile? What is he?
Well, sort of. He's definitely a prehistoric creature.
Yes.
But he would be a new tooled head and mask, new tooled armor, and new tooled tail and weapon, but everything else is just colored different.
Yeah.
So Venusia, he is the wave walker. He is still locked. Again, plans on him in the future. A lot of people want this guy unlocked. Unfortunately, we didn't reach it this time, but who knows?
Well, with this video, you might get it.
I might get the Justice Bump.
That's right.
And so yeah, that would be a new character. We do have international. I mean, if you're international, we can ship to you. We're going to do direct shipping. It's specific shipping. So shipping is not part of this Kickstarter. It's going to be a separate fee, because we've just learned, after doing lots of Kickstarters and seeing Kickstarters done, shipping is not something that you want this to be handled by Kickstarter. It's something that you want to handle with a shipper, because we want direct shipping and cost. We don't want it to be crazy. We don't want it to be crazy for you, the consumer, and we don't want it to be messed up for us. We want to get it exact. So when these things ship, in March, That's when the shipping notice is going to come. It's going to be, again, it's going to be as inexpensive as possible. I've seen it on a single figure anywhere between $8 to $11 anywhere in the United States. And on an all-in wave, it's been anywhere from kind of 18 to 22, 23 all in on the United States. Again, a ballpark.
Yeah.
We hired our project manager. He's an awesome guy. His name's Chris. He did a recent Kickstarter called Biblical Adventures. He was fully successful. And again, you want to surround yourself with wonderful people that are into the toy industry. So a little bit about me. You might know my wife. She's incredible. Check her out, Toy Huntress. Give her a couple clicks, a couple likes. Tell her to make a new video.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's
the skinny. Oh.
Again, I appreciate you allowing me to come over and chat with your all of your people. And
yeah. At least you'll get one person. You'll get at least one.
I hope.
So.
Hey, you know what?
Or we'll get the 50,000 and we can unlock things.
Tell your mom I will sign.
You'll sign
box.
something for
I'll
her?
sign the box.
You'll autograph things?
Actually,
you know what? Can I get your autograph? So I've had this in my collection for many years.
Yeah.
And this is true. I know. What year did these come out? Like, this was probably, what, 5-6 years ago?
This says 2000. This one was 2019.
Oh, okay.
This picture was drawn in 15.
Ah, yes. So 8 years ago.
So yeah, this might have been from the other.
See, this is history in the making.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
You're gonna see this on eBay later. But yeah, like, so for example, our vintage comic books that were on there, those mini comics.
Yep, I got them.
They're drawn by this guy, and so if you can tell the artwork on these, it's a little bit more traditional, a little bit cleaner, not as busy than the artwork that you'll see in the other more modern books.
Right.
Guys, so please go over there, check it out, Defenders of Eden. Back the Kickstarter. What happens, like, if you're watching this video a week from now, the Kickstarter's over, please check out Facebook.
Check it out. We're gonna try to get if we can get into retailers later on.
Yes.
If we can do backer kit, if we can get ways for people that might have missed it to get them, we're gonna do our best.
Yep.
So keep an eye on stuff.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it.
All right. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye.